Do you ever feel like you're just behind? Like there's not enough time in the day to get everything you want to get done? Sometimes this is called the tyranny of the urgent. There's always things pressing against you. Like, how many emails do you have waiting in your inbox right now that you need to reply to? How many phone calls do you need to make? How many people are waiting for you to call them back on something? Like, somebody's birthday is coming up, right? You have to buy them a gift. You have to send them a note. How about your house, where you live right now? How's the garage look? Is it clean? Is it organized? I'm sure there's a closet or two that could use some organizing, or clothes that you need to sort out. Have you talked to your mother lately? How's your career path looking? Are you lining up things for training? Have you been working out lately? Are you eating right? Do you have a plan to change? Fill in the blank. See, we are all running around with our heads chopped off, trying to keep up with all the things that we're supposed to be doing. And this gets inside of us. It doesn't just live outside of us, inside of us. And the writer John Ortberg calls this a hurry sickness. It's a busyness that's infecting you from the inside out. And when we think about becoming great neighbors and taking the great commandment literally and seriously, the greatest obstacle to us being great neighbors and obeying the great commandment is time. We don't seem to have enough of it, and we can't get more of it. So what do we do? How do we manage this? I mean, how do we move into the kind of people that we want to be as we follow Jesus? Well, it's pretty simple. We have to choose to prioritize what God says is most important, to love Him with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love our neighbor as ourself. C.S. Lewis says that it's really only busy people that are lazy people because, well, you leave the hard work of prioritizing to others. You allow urgent things to crowd out important things. And the challenge is to take responsibility for prioritizing your own life. Anyone that's ever packed a car for a vacation knows this, right? You remember this as a kid? You're getting ready to go on a big camping trip, big car trip. And the dad usually stands in the driveway and says, "Don't put anything in the car. No one put anything in the car. Just lay everything out in the driveway, and then I'll organize everything," right? Because if you do that right, there's a win to this. There's a moment when you pack everything in the car and you've won. When? When do you know you've won? When you get in the car and there's clearance, you can still see out the rearview mirror. Win, right? If you just let everyone start heaping everything in the car, it all just jumbles together and you get half as much in, because priority determines capacity. When you're packing the car, you put the most important things in first, and you have to prioritize how those things go in. When Jesus says what's most important is to love God with everything you have and love your neighbor as yourself, that's something we have to put in first. And our life begins to work when we trust what God says is important is what we put in first. The greatest obstacle to you becoming the neighbor that God is calling you to be, the greatest obstacle is prioritizing by way of your time.